Good afternoon, everyone. I think we're live. We are live. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. I'm Spencer. That's Joel. Joel, it has been a day. It was a full day by like 8:30 a.m. It had already been a full day, but we're here now. It's 3:40. We've got 20 minutes left in today's session. We'll talk about how the market digested those crazy pre-market moves after how the market moved after the open and digested those moves. So pull up those charts and let's look at. We'll start with the futures, and then we'll kind of work our way through the market. What sold off, what didn't today?
As you see illustrated here in the upper left, it was sell the rip here in the index futures. We got up to 36.68 when we were looking for see what that limit up was. Couldn't get there on the regular session. Only did 36.45 and a quarter, very close to the opening 9:30 a.m. opening print of 36.40. And we've been struggling, folks. This is not a great day. I mean, it's a great day in terms of how much the market is up and stuff. But I think if you got aggressive, super aggressive on the long side today, depends on what issue. I don't know. I think you're going to take some heat on this one. But anyways, S&P futures were still up a tidy 86 and a half handles, 35.87. Still trying to close above the all-time high, which was 76.75. So long-term investing perspective, great day. Short-term trading perspective, I think you're going to see. I don't want to say the highs in for the next couple months, but it's going to have a hard time getting back up there. Crude, I did participate in crude a little bit on the short side here. I've been telling myself every time crude gets up to 41, 42, I'm gonna take a short position. And you know what? It went from 37 to 41 and a half. So I just looked at that $42 area. We'll see what happens. Will it get back down to 34 and change? I don't know, but it's still trading up $3.04 at 40.18. Gold. Oh, this was just horrible news. Gold bugs are squashed. Gold's down $85.20 at 1865 and a half. You have silver down 1.4 cents at 24.255. But Bitcoin, that's hanging in there. That's only down $60 here, $65 at 15,560.
That's a pretty good takeaway, I think, Joel. From a long-term perspective, today's was a great day, undeniably great day. From a short-term perspective, not so sure.
Yeah, I
Not
mean, if you're going all in now, based on this news, after the opportunities that we've had in this market, going over the last few months, I think Triple D would say you're doing it wrong. Yeah, and let's just start with the culprit here. The stock of stocks that got everything going here.
yeah.
Let me adjust the time frame on it. Uh, I don't know. Not everyone was with us this morning, Spencer. Why don't you just repeat that Pfizer news?
Oh, if you haven't heard it by now, where you been? But Pfizer and BioNTech, they announced this news at 6:45 this morning that the first data from the phase 3 trial of their COVID vaccine candidate came through really, really. It was really positive. They said there was a more than 90% effective rate in preventing COVID in patients without evidence of prior infection. So that was the news that we were already up because of whether you want to call it a Biden rally or what. We were already up by that point, but that was at 6:45, and we just ripped after that headline.
Yeah, that way it was a little technical breakout after the strong close on Friday. You went up to you took out last week's high very easily last night. And so technically base, it had a lot of momentum. And then you got that big move. We were talking about Pfizer, Triple D didn't want to pay the taxes, so he didn't sell. I don't know when he's going to have a chance to sell at 42 again. Opened up 41.86, went to 42, and then they came in and they hit this thing. Nowhere near the top of yesterday's range, but that's a red bar. Red bar is a red bar. So profit taking in that. BNT, just the next time you try and work your way up to 42, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher. Same thing with BNTX. That had a sell off. That made a new all-time high and came in. So those stocks, I mean, there's a lot, like I said, that if you're long to 40 calls and you're booking profits and those kind of situations, you got to just look at if your target was 40 and you can get 42, cha-ching, especially in these kind of markets.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to different areas, different sectors here. What sold off, what didn't. Let's hear what did not sell off today. The banks, Joel. Have you looked at the banks? There are pockets of the market that were off the highs and are well off the highs, and there are pockets that
March.
never really stopped going up today. And those are the banks. The banks never really stopped.
And they never really started going up with much
Yeah. Yeah.
pace or
Finally.
any,
Yeah.
yeah.
Finally got some.
Big move for Warren today, man. Being long that Bank of America, just to gap and go, just stuff people. And I think on this one, a lot of people probably shorted into the higher opening here, right? Maybe right here, like, 27 is going to hold. No, 27 and a half is going to hold. No, 28 is going to hold. So, man, oh man. Are you ever going to get a chance to buy Bank of America back down at $25 to fill the gap from Friday?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. That's a breakaway gap there. And I'm not really sure that I understand that's JP Morgan there. That's a huge move for JP Morgan. I don't know if I really just understand the dynamics. I mean, yes, this is good. Yes, the economy's going to be reopened, but like, is everybody running to the bank to borrow money? Are interest rates going up tomorrow? I mean, I think it's a little bit too much too fast. If you're taking profits, it's one thing. Shorting into it is another.
All right, so let's talk about the cruise lines and the airlines because both obviously had huge moves this morning. Both sold off to different degrees, though, throughout the day. If you look at like RCL, for example, it's still up 30%. It's off its highs from the pre-market, but I mean, really not by much. It is still up 30%, like I said, for the day. So the cruise lines seem to be holding up better than the airlines.
Yeah, the RCL, I mean, they just had it, the cruise lines had to distance themselves as much from the low. So I think that's one thing that you have to take into account. I think for this RCL here, obviously the price actions impressive from today, and it is holding up okay. But look at this. I mean, come on. This is a level of levels. I believe that was your February. No, that was your January high. Oh, wow. That's way up there. That can't be right. Wow. Oh, no, 8109. And you got the 7886 today. So that was your high in March as we were coming down. That's a big level. That is what you're looking at. And then I think also, I mean, is it finally time for these things to retrace 50%? Maybe. RCL looks like it has as good a chance as anybody to do this. Look at that. Don't have the, oh man, that fit. Oh boy, coming right in there at 80. That says 79. I was off a little bit, but man, you're coming in some big levels in RCL. We'll keep them up on the chart. Carnival Cruise Lines, see how that's doing today. That's got some more work to do. That peaked in 18. That's still I mean, it's trying. Looks like clearing 19 for that would be important. American Airlines, these did get a pop, but once again, is everyone hopping on an airplane tomorrow? Where did it open? Open 1433, high of 1441, and traded down as low as 1275. They get in the top of yesterday's range, opened up above these highs here. But one strategy, like we talked about, Dennis and I employ, is how do stocks react off the open? And if you were giddy and you were buying American Airlines at 1433 and you got 8 cents worth of profit in it, and then you came back down through the open, you knew you were wrong. And now you got an iceberg here. Spencer pointed this out at 1350. So not great day. What else? Delta. I know that was up like $4 or $5. The Delta come in here. Let me take a look at the daily chart in Delta Airlines, my favorite airline when I used to fly.
When it
Uh,
used to fly, yeah.
that held up a little bit better. That actually reached its highest level since the March low. So that's good. It's hanging in there, not that huge of a gap. So chart for Delta looks a little bit better. S&Ps continue to lose altitude here, folks. We got 10 minutes to go, and we're dropping. The pace of the decline is picking up. I wonder if people are listening to the At the Close show and ringing the register here. But we are now at the lows of the pre-market session, almost 100 handles off that early morning high of 36.68.
Yeah, so this is why I love days like today, Joel. It's because we get a market event. And whenever you get these events, it reaffirms relationships. And the further away you get from days like today, like we had a bunch of days like today, obviously in February and March and even April, right? We had a lot of market events in a very short amount of time. The further you get away from that, the weaker the correlations tend to get, and you get some meandering. Maybe there's some good earnings or some bad earnings here or there, or analysts. And the further you get away, other things can drive price. But now we just got this big event this morning with the Pfizer vaccine and the BioNTech vaccine, reaffirming all these relationships, and they're fresh, right? So now we're going to have to watch all these relationships closely and see, okay, what gives it back and what doesn't, what comes back down and what doesn't, what goes higher and what doesn't, right? So like we can watch now, we have this fresh new catalyst. We can watch the airlines versus the cruise lines. We can watch retail. We can watch, like stocks like Simon Property Group, for example, or entertainment like Six Flags and Dave and Buster's and Disney and whatever. We can watch them all and see how they react to this fresh new catalyst.
Sell.
Well,
There
that's one way of looking at it, but
yeah, no, I mean, people are caught. People that went in, I'm telling you, this is like people are selling now, like they got caught, that they were just buying S&Ps hand over fist. And now they're like, I can't believe it. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe how stupid I am to be. And then they started averaging down, and now they're just getting crushed. Now we're 108 points off that high, folks. We might have a high in until the 2024 election.
and I was talking with Randy this morning from our news desk. Today is exactly why investing is so ridiculously hard, and this is why I really try not to own stocks. I do own some stocks, but I try not to own too many for this exact reason. It's because, like, let's say you owned the airlines and the cruise lines all this time, and for 6-7 months, whatever, 8 months now, I'm losing track, 9 months, however long it's been, your opportunity cost was just getting higher and higher and higher, that your money was just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Every dollar you had in Delta was a dollar that you didn't have in Zoom, right? Or Netflix,
Yeah.
whatever.
How are those doing today? Did those
Yeah,
bounce?
so we should go there next. But my point is, like, if you held on all this time, then today is a great day for you. But I don't blame someone for hanging on to Delta for 6 months and being screwed. I'm out because it's painful. So this is, and now you're faced with a deal like today where, you missed out, which sucks. So I don't know if I have a takeaway there, but this is why investing is so.
It's very hard, and that's why you have
This
to
is why I
keep
try to own funds, because it sort of takes the decision
Exactly.
away from me. I do own some stocks, like I said, and I'm not going to sell anything today, or buy anything for that matter. But when you own a fund, it sort of takes the ball out of your court, and that's why I like that. So, man, this game is hard. Okay, let's go to tech here.
The only thing I wanted to sell long term, and that was my Peloton last week, and I still want to sell that, but we'll see. Maybe get a pop. Love to see it back anywhere filling that gap, but I just don't think the whole pandemic, the whole relationships, everything on one day, it's over. Okay, even if it is over, and this is the most effective vaccine, the greatest development in the history of medicine, is this going to take place immediately? Are things going to go back tomorrow? Are people going to restaurants tomorrow? It's going to take some time. It really is, but it's certainly a good find. We just hit 35.59. I don't think we're going to get the top of Friday's range. It's way down at 35.19, but who knows? Who knows what we're going to be seeing overnight?
Joel, I just have one more question for you.
What?
Are you going to try the McPlant?
Well, since I really don't go to McDonald's, probably not. And if I do,
we should talk McDonald's and Beyond Meat here. McDonald's had earnings this morning. Beyond Meat has their earnings this afternoon. I don't know if you saw the Beyond Meat chart today, Joel. It is wild. So McDonald's first gave back, all its gains, and then some from the earnings pop this morning. We saw it. It was leaking kind of throughout the morning. It was well off the highs by the time our show ended, and it gave it all back, like I said, and then some after the open. So they sold that report. And then Beyond Meat, Joel, you pull up that chart. It is a wild child here today. Like I said, they had earnings after the close, but also they announced this new line of products that they, I guess, co-developed with McDonald's there. And that was the reason for the pop at whatever time that was, 11.
Well, Mickey D's, that was showing indications that it was going to leak into pre-market, right? Just the way it had got up to that 230 area. And when I was talking about it, didn't really realize it already backed off to 225. Triple D did, he did indicate that. Did you think it would go down this far? Oh boy, I don't know. This thing traded down it traded below the 210 per short.
Show us the chart.
Oops, sorry. I'm doing so many things here. Boy, oh boy, did that ever put in the S&Ps, man. Did something happen? We get some news or something, Spencer? We are falling out of bed here. We've lost 40 handles here.
I'm seeing from Trade Exchange, 500 and 700 to 700 million.
That's not much.
No, it's not much, but it's also not nothing.
I think what you got here, I think you got people that got caught. Okay. And then I think you got people that are saying, okay, I'm ringing the register. I'm booking these profits because you just lost the all-time high here. I didn't look at Beyond Meat, got the pop and the drop. Oh boy. We're in the 40 handle now, folks. 35.49, 48.50 is just what we're printing.
Whoa.
Oh, this is a bad day. I'm not even going to say it's a good day. This is a bad day giving away this. What's going on? There has to be some news here.
I mean, this happens frequently, Joel. Do you think there's news out at 3:55? I don't think so. I think this is just people ringing their register.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Selling the rip is going to be an interesting overnight session here. But Beyond Meat, just for your Beyond Meat traders, oh boy, keep an eye on 140. I got near there today. I'll just draw a line across here. Boom, boom, boom. 140, boom. And boy, look at that. 140, 151. You got that high. That is an absolute must-hold level for Beyond Meat. Got down to 140, 150 today. Trying to bounce a little bit here. 45.5. That's your low. 3 minutes to go.
All right, real fast, just to preview the earnings slate today. I mentioned Beyond Meat already. Tilray reports, Nikola reports, Ring Central reports, Nautilus reports today. We'll have the CEO on our show, I believe, on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday at 9, I think. We'll have the CEO of Nautilus on. So some big reports today. Tilray, Nikola, Beyond Meat, Novavax as well. Inovio, let's see what they say about their vaccine. Ring Central, and Norwegian also reports. So we got some reports after the close today. I want to mention real fast, we have a couple of events happening tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow's a big events day for Benzinga. First, we've got the latest Benzinga boot camp. These events are all virtual, obviously, or pandemic, all that stuff. Putting the link to the Benzinga boot camp. This is specifically for traders. That's tomorrow. And then also tomorrow for the fintech crowd is our premier event of the year, the Benzinga Global FinTech Awards. This is where we highlight and praise all the people doing amazing things in fintech. This was the first event that we ever did back in like 2014, I want to say. So this is the 6th year, and it's our premier event. Joel's been to it, I've been to it, and unfortunately it's virtual this year, but that's the way it goes. So big day tomorrow for our events. What else did I want to say? I don't know, Joel. Where are we? Are we still leaking? Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Yep. And we didn't see. I mean, just the price action is dictating here. We're at the top of yesterday's range was 35.19. I'm comfortable to say in the next minute we won't get there. But man,
we are below the where we were at the Pfizer headline.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, we just closed here, so we're done.
It ain't over till the fat lady sings, and I don't even think she got up this morning and started getting dressed yet. So we're going to have a lot to talk about here. over the next 24 hours, folks.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that means. Anyway, everyone, reminder, hit that like button.
You ever heard that saying? It's not over till the fat lady
I
sings.
know, but you went about her being dressed, and I know
She's not. Yeah, that means it's not she's not even
Okay.
getting ready to sing.
All right, so we got a long way to go. All right, fair enough. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all the super chats. Thanks to Coin Collector. I saw that earlier. Thanks to all the participation in all of our chats. Please remember that all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Breathe. We'll see you tomorrow.
No worries.